Alright, so the next two weapons to go head to head are this one and this one. So they're basically the same, except that this one doesn't have an iron sight and this one does. So my initial assumptions, as I say pretty much every time, I think the one with the iron sights is going to win because of, well, the iron sights. Yeah, it should be these two, which are pretty much the same in every other respect. It is interesting that this has a larger, like, more obvious grip here thing, whereas this doesn't. So that's mildly interesting. I don't know if that will affect anything or not. Choose round 8, why not? It is slightly easier to, like, no scope over it because there's nothing up here to block the view. Yeah, but that's such a minor convenience. I don't know. Let's try the no sight first, or no iron sights first. It's not too much to aim with, so I just fire normally with a few testing shots first. Okay, not bad, not bad. I forget actually where this is in the game, or in story mode. Oh, actually no I don't. It's in train station at the end in the purple key room, I believe. I may be wrong, but I'm 80% sure of that. So this actually doesn't appear in really that many levels in the game. In fact, practically none at all, because by the time you get to Purple Room in train station, you're pretty much done with the level. So it could be that this was intended more as just an arena-only kind of weapon. Versus the other one, which, yeah, that sight is very small, which makes it good for range or for sniping, but I don't know, there are so many others that are better because they have better sights, like laser sights or the flashlight sight that we found out about in the blue gun video. It's just hard for me. Now, obviously I haven't practiced much, but on the other hand I haven't practiced the flashlight sight much either, so I think there's some credence to it. It being the fact that this is kind of tough to aim, or to, yeah, aim with. It's kind of easier to fire with. Okay. Okay. But the fact that you can snipe with this one at all is definitely interesting, because my hip firing style relies on the fact that you see the little bullet impacts. So if I don't see those, like at long distance, then it's not super useful. As I said, I'm actually beginning to not be a fan of this sight. Again, it's perfectly fine, it's just that it takes a while to narrow in, at least for me, which makes it not a great sight. No pun intended, I guess. Yeah, it takes like a full second, maybe? Oh, and I have no ammo. Well, I mean, they're obviously both good melee options. One could even argue superior, but I generally try to use these weapons, well, I guess not always as intended. See, that's just really nice, not having to even think about a sight being there. Also, I feel like this gun is more powerful, but it might just be louder, and that may just be because I'm holding it closer to me. I don't know, but it definitely feels more powerful. And maybe it's just because of the slimness of the design with no sight on top. It's just really nice aesthetically, which is very subjective, obviously, is what I would say. But it's definitely good at job. That being said, obviously anything that one can do, this one should be able to do. Definitely feels, again, it could just be impressions, but I feel like this one doesn't deal as much damage or isn't as powerful. Could be definitely wrong though. So take that with a huge grain of salt, but I think I might actually, I know that snipe ability is really nice. I just walked into that one, didn't I? It's really nice to be able to just snipe long distance, but honestly, I might give it to its colleague instead. That might just be because I'm getting kind of swarmed this late into arena. Okay, that was a bit faster. Maybe I just need to raise both of my hands. It takes some time for me to do it. Now, obviously, I could just train, and probably in an hour or two, I would be far better at sighting with this one. But the fact remains that it requires training to begin with, beyond normal Boneworks stuff. Because you could argue that every weapon requires training, but I don't know, this sight is pretty underwhelming to me. And again, this one feels more powerful. Didn't that sound quicker? Okay, maybe they are the same. They should be the same. I think this one is just slightly, maybe it's louder because it's stress level 0, and actually this little bit of plastic here, or what have you, metal, casing around here is actually deadening the sound slightly, opposed to this one that doesn't have any. That could be it. So if that's the case, then I would say there's really no clear winner here. Even though this one does have a sight, it's not the greatest sight. In this one you don't have to worry about sight, and the little grip there doesn't really do anything, I would say. It's completely personal opinion, as you might imagine, as is the point of these videos, mostly. I mean, I try to keep it pretty objective, but honestly, I would say that oh, that's interesting. The top of that sight has collision, but this one doesn't. See, it goes right through there, but not through there. That's interesting. Anyway, tangent avoided, or aside from that tangent, I would say these are equivalent, honestly. I would pick this one if you can, just because it sounds louder, and in this game, that kind of, at least for me, helps me to like charge into enemies and stuff. So yeah,